Hey, what time do you want to eat? That's the magic question, right? Uh, Cooking and especially barbecue, which can take a long time, can get complex. And that question always stresses everyone out because we have to plan, right? So the answer to that question is really the only thing you need when you're using the meat smoking calculator. So let me give you a little backstory. In 2010, I was doing some barbecue competitions with friends, and we were struggling to get the turn-in times right. We would have things done too early, too late, and turn-in times and fresh product is critical if you're going to compete. So initially, we built a spreadsheet, or I built a spreadsheet where we'd put in the weight of what we were cooking and the turn-in time, and it would figure out when we needed to start the cook and at what temperature. And 2011, I actually turned it into a web app that I hosted on my site. I'm a tech guy, developer, technologist.com guy. And then 2012 in January, meatsmokingcalculator.com got a home. So it's the original meat smoking calculator. It's been, copied by hundreds of people now. There are hundreds of sites that have copied the concept and build it, but copies are copies. They're usually never as good as the original, and we are the original. And there's a lot more than that goes into our cooking than simply time and what have you. So I won't get into that and bore you with the details, but I will tell you that in 2012, that was really the last time that I had innovated the meat smoking calculator. And I've always wanted to do things with it, but I never really had the time. Always working with clients or consulting or things like that. But now I've made the time. So back again, 2000, 2010, 11, all the way through 2017, we were doing, KCBS competitions. Launched the meat smoking calculator, and the rest is history. So what I want to do is actually show you today the new version of the meat smoking calculator. We'll call it version 2.0. So this is the new meat smoking calculator. It is every bit as simple and maybe even more simple than the original meat smoking calculator, but it is also much more sophisticated than the original meat smoking calculator. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through a couple of cooks so that you can see how easy it is and also how powerful it is. So let's start. We're going to do a brisket. We're going to we want to finish on Sunday. We want to eat at 6 p.m. because everyone's coming over at 4. If you do build my own, it will give you a clean slate. Everything will be empty other than the smoking time. But if you do recommended setup, it'll actually give you the steps that are recommended for this cook. So we're going to do a brisket flat. Uh, with the brisket, you can do a full packer. You can do pulled chopped. You can do a flat only, point and flat. So you can do point and flat at the same time, and it'll break up the cook and show you when the point should go on, when the flat should go on, and things like that. Or if you just want to do burnt ends, it'll give you instructions for burnt ends. So we're going to do the flat only. We're going to cook with hickory and mesquite, and we're going to cook an 8 pound flat. If I can get this right, 8 pound flat. We're going to ignore this. I'll get to these in a minute. But we're going to, let's see, we're only doing the flats. It's probably going to come almost pre-trimmed. So we're going to do a 10-minute trim. We are going to inject. So we need about 15 minutes to inject it. And then we're going to do a rub. 15 minutes is fine. We'll either build a rub on the fly or use some from a previous cook. And then we have our counter rest. I like to rest for an hour minimum before I put something in the cooker. And then here we go. So if we look at, oh, hey, wait a second. So let's wrap it because I like wrapping the brisket. So we're going to wrap it 70%. We're going to unwrap. Actually, let's wrap it 60% and let's unwrap an hour before the cook because we're going to finish unwrap so that the bark kind of gets crisp. And we're going to rest it for 3 hours. So here we go. Now, if you look at what's going on here, this has us starting at 3 in the morning. And it has us starting our prep at 3 in the morning. And our injection and our rub. There's no reason in the world that I want to sacrifice my sleep and get up at 3 in the morning if I don't have to. So I want to do my prep earlier. I want to do my prep the night before, and these are the options that I showed you before. So there's 2 parts to this. There's prep the night before, and there's can't start before. So if you're doing competition, sometimes you can't do anything with your product before a certain time. They don't even give you the meat until a certain time, or they're checking. But we're going to prep the night before, and we want to be done with our prep by 9 p.m. We want to have a beer, do our prep, hang out, and go to bed at a reasonable time because we know it's going to be a rough night and we're going to have to get up early. So now you see the start time has adjusted to Saturday night at 7:55. And now look, we have our time to trim at 7:55, our time to inject at 8:05, our time to rub at 8:35, and then it goes into the fridge for another 7 hours and 15 minutes of glorious sleep. And I know you'll love it as much as I do. Then at 4:15 a.m., we're getting up. We're starting early. We're gonna take that bad boy out. We're gonna take that flat out. We're gonna put it on the counter and let it rest. Let it kind of come up to temperature a little bit. And then we're gonna start our cooker at the same time. And that cooker's gonna roll for about an hour and warm up, come up to temperature, burn off all that junk smoke before we actually introduce our product into the cooker. And then at 5:15, the meat's going in. We don't have to wrap it until 11, so we can actually go back to sleep for a little bit. Maybe we get up at 7:15. So now we're wrapping at 11. We're unwrapping at about 1:55. And then 2 to 3, we're finishing, letting that bark reset. And then our cook's complete. Now it's time to eat. So I want to show you a couple things here. At the top, you've got this detailed instructions. If you click that, it'll show you the details step by step for what's going on. So for people who are newer to smoking or want to know what's going on with each step and why, just turn that on and you'll learn a lot. Turn it off if you want to print a compact version. So you turn it off and you can print this card, and what it will do is it will print out your timeline, and it will also show you your visual timeline of when you're doing things, which is great. The other thing that's cool is you can click log this cook. If you click log this cook, that will actually save the cook to your account. And after you're done cooking, you can add notes to it. You can say, hey, you know what? It said it was going to take X time to finish it, and it got finished in Y time. And we actually use the data. We actually use the live data from thousands of cooks to make our calculator more accurate. Nobody else does it. Everybody just does time and temp, and that's fine. That's what the copycats do. We get a little bit more sophisticated and we use actual real data. Now the other thing you can do, it's really cool, add to calendar. And what this is going to do is it's going to download all of the steps. You click the file to open it, import it into your calendar, and now all of your cooking steps are added to your calendar, and you're going to get reminders. So you don't need the printout. You can just go from your calendar. Everything in your calendar is set up, when to do what, and you get the reminders again, so you don't miss steps. So that makes it super easy, super cool. But now let's show you some else. I said that this is now probably the most sophisticated meat smoking calculator in the world, and it's very innovative. You can actually add steps to it. So here you see sous vide. So let's say we want to pre-cook. We want to sous vide it, and we want to sous vide it for 24 hours at 155, 24 hours. And then we also want to do an ice bath at the end to bring the temperature down. When we bring the temperature down, we got to get it below 140 if we want a smoke ring. Smoke ring's not going to form if the meat temp is over 140. So putting it in an ice bath for an hour to chill it is a really good idea after you've cooked it. Now, cooking for a day at 24 hours, that meat is now fork tender. Before it ever goes into the smoker, it's cooked, it's done. So the ice bath we're gonna put it in an ice bath for an hour, not 30 minutes. Okay, so we're changing the 30 to 60. And now let's look at what our cook looks like. Hold on a second. We pre-cooked it, so we no longer need the wrapped ride. So we're going to get rid of the wrap, and we're going to leave the finish step, and we can even take this finish step down to 45 minutes. So now let's look at what the cook looks like. Now we have our prep time now on Friday instead of Saturday at 7:55. We have our time to inject, our time to rub, our into the fridge. Water bath now at 10 a.m. You know what? Let's change this. We don't need to do that prep the night before now. Now we can do the prep in real time. Let's see what that calendar looks like. Now 9:40 a.m., time to trim. It's a reasonable time. We're not missing any sleep. So time to trim, time to inject. Our water bath 10 a.m. until the following day. 10 a.m. we start our cooker on Sunday morning. It goes into the ice bath at the same time or around the same time. And then our time to cook is really short because all we're trying to do is get smoke into that meat at that point. So now we're going to smoke it for 3 hours. We're going to finish it without the wrap, or let it go for another 45 minutes. And then the cooking's complete. Now you can always probe it to check the temperature to see if it's gotten up to temperature before, which I would recommend doing with this method because it could be a little wonky. We have a lot of science to figure out here, but for the most part, it should be pretty accurate. And again, your cooking is complete. You start your rest, and again, you're eating Sunday at 6 p.m. Also want to show you something that's super cool. You'll notice here if we go to a whole turkey, I think we have a whole turkey picture. Yep, I uploaded that one. But what about here? These are AI images. They're ugly. If you have a good smoked turkey breast picture, all you gotta do is click add your photo, upload your photo, upload your description, let us know, we can crop it, modify it, use it, and submit it. And your photo will replace this turkey picture. We do analyze and approve all the photos, so don't upload something inappropriate. But your picture will be there, it'll be tagged, and it will be linked to your pit profile. Now your pit profile has your picture, your name, your bio, where you're at, your website link, what you cook with. I cook with a Weber kettle and a Smoky Mountain, propane and gas, flat top, and sous vide. And I'm advanced. And these are the meats I typically like to cook. And away we go. Now I have that brisket. After a day or after the cook time, I can actually rate it. And I can share how long it actually took to finish the cook. And we will use this data to keep improving the accuracy of all of our calculators. So please share it. Please add your cooks. If you want to add a picture of your cook, do so and save it, and away you go. And then these are all the pictures that I've uploaded. And you know, good stuff. So anyway, I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about what's going on with the new original meat smoking calculator. And I hope you'll use it. I hope you'll share it. I hope you'll tell friends about it. I hope it will help them cook their meat and get their meat done on time. And I look forward to hearing your feedback. All right. Thank you very much. And have a great day. Happy smoking. Bye-bye.